So have you been seeing the numbers line up? Anyone? Yes, you have, Santa? All right. Yeah, it's like amazing, miraculous that it totally works because I'd been missing it by a minute. And then, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. Last night I came out, looked at the clock, it was 1:11 in the morning. So it's truly amazing what can manifest. Sharon, anything miraculous happened for you?
No, just small things like starting to see things more clearly. I was pouring oil out of a bottle, and suddenly I saw the colors on the bottles. And I was just standing there looking at the green. It was like a Veleda massage oil bottle. It was a very nice green glass, and then a yellow brand on top. And I was just like, wow, this is just more like that kind of miracles. And I'm not so familiar with the number thing. So when you say the number thing, I'm like, yeah, I heard people and probably have done that, but it hasn't really been a part of my,
Perception.
yeah.
Interesting. Well, now it's a phenomenon. I'll just explain a little bit of it. It's that phenomenon when you look at the clock, and you need kind of a digital readout for it. But if you look at your phone, and whenever you see the numbers all lined up, so when you glance at it and it says 10:10, 11:11, 12:12. Of course, we're on military time or 24-hour time, so 16:16, 2020, and people refer to it as angel numbers. So you can look up angel numbers, and there's always some significance ascribed to those particular numbers. So if you had, 1111, it can also, you can consolidate the number to four. And four is like foundational because you have four legs of a chair, for example, or a table. So stability, foundation. Three is the Trinity. So 333, but that can also be nine. Uh, so there's numerology and this idea of like being in alignment with spirit. So people can ascribe different significances to the numbers being aligned. I look at it more like I'm in sync. So Paul's now in the group. Hey Paul, lost your video, but uh, if you want to unmute, just press the space bar to talk. There, your video's back.
Yeah, I'll mute the video in a short sentence because I'm walking.
Ah,
So
okay, very good. All right. Well, this is you'll then it'll be a moving meditation for you. Uh, so, well, last time, Paul, we meditated on synchronicity and coming into sync with ourselves and with nature and aligning with the natural rhythms of the planet. And what I had asked everyone afterwards was to pay attention to see if, now that they were in sync, if synchronicity started to manifest in their lives. Because synchronicity, chronos, synchronicities are just a matter of time when we're in sync. And so I noticed for myself that the numbers were lining up all throughout the week, whereas before that hadn't happened as much, or I'd been missing it by a minute. So just the efficacy of meditation and alignment. That's the idea. So
I would say you mentioned word chronos. I would say where chronos and kairos meet.
I like that. Yes.
So the chronos time, which is the masculine time, and then the kairos time, which is the natural time.
Mm-hmm.
If they meet up, there is flow, and
There's
there's flow, there's synchronicity, and there's serendipity.
there you have it. Or as Deepak Chopra would say, synchro destiny. Synchro destiny.
Oh, yeah.
He just throw it all together. Uh, so today, so I today's theme is memory, memory, and how we'll catalyze that for awareness of the present moment, because that's where we make all our memories, actually. But memory is really a temporal awareness. We feel it and we'll go there through our senses, but everything starts in the present, and our awareness of the present and how embodied we are in the present moment. And that allows us to create and construct memories, whether we're recalling memories from the past, we're in our awareness in the present, or we're projecting ourselves forward, or I say, drawing a memory from the future. Like when we have that experience of deja vu, maybe that's, this feeling that, so this thing that we're witnessing or experiencing is actually, we've already experienced it, or it's happened before, or this person we've met is familiar in that way. I think about it, what about the possibility of it being a future memory? Who's to say memories are only drawn from the past? So I'd like to go there in our collective meditation and experience memory in all these different ways and the different facets of memory. Let's see, I want to share. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll do a truth serum afterwards. Okay. Well, let's start a meditation. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts about that? Yes. Hold on, Santa. Oh, no. Sorry. I just stopped your video. I hit the wrong button. There you go. Now you're back, and I can hear you.
I just had a question about those lined up numbers. When you see like 11, 11, 12, 12, do you make a wish in that moment, or do you think about something specific, or you are just like, oh, great, thank you? Any suggestion? What? Like, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I see, but what should I do?
Well, what do you feel? What would you like to do for you?
I don't know. Maybe it's like, when you see 11, 11, for example, it's like, okay, there is like, you get more connected to the universe, or to go deeper inside of yourself, or I don't know. Would that be something?
Can certainly be something. I think you have permission to view it however you like. You can go deeper, you can acknowledge the moment, reflect on what you were thinking in that moment, make a wish. I just take it as a cue of alignment. It just means one is in sync. I feel in sync. So it's an affirmation. And, none of these signs are ever just one thing for me. They're so layered. So it can be whatever comes to you intuitively in the moment as an affirmation or a confirmation or a message. It's really, I always say, if you were the universe and you wanted to communicate with a human being, what are the ways you would do it? So, messages, having people cross your path, playing something on the radio, the music piping into Albert Heijn as you're pushing your shopping cart, not really consciously aware of it, and then the songs has the lyrics that you needed to hear at that moment. Headlines, newspapers, emails. I mean, the universe would signal to you in every way that it can so that you would get the message. So whatever arises in your consciousness and awareness at the moment you might see the numbers aligned, then perhaps that's exactly the right message for you.
Right.
Make sense? Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. So we'll start with the singing bowl, and allow that to transport us into the recesses or the pools of memory that we have available to us, wherever those pools might be within us. So we'll do three chimes, and then even if you're walking, Paul, just allow yourself to find an awareness of memory wherever that lives within you, your heart, your mind, your hara, the dantian, the center of your being. Okay, here we go. As we draw our quenching breaths, let's journey inward to a pool from which we can drink. Could be a cool pool within a cave with fresh groundwater bubbling upwards, or a jungle waterfall and a crystal clear pool of water off to the side, caught where the swirling waters coalesce. Or perhaps we're in an oasis in the midst of desert sands, golden yellow, crests of red, an ocean of white. But this oasis offers us luscious ladlefuls of thirst-quenching memory. Quenching that aspect of ourselves that needs to be met in this moment? What memory would you like to drink in from the past? As you take a sip from the water, and it trickles down your throat and into your belly, what memory does that usher forth? Is it a memory from childhood? And do you remember what age you are? How long your hair is? What it feels like if you run your hand through it? Is it buzz short or shoulder length? Are there curls? Is it messy? Does it hold the heat from the summer sun? What's the feeling inside you? Are you bubbling with excitement or laughter or nervous anticipation? Are you sitting alone in the park, talking to the flowers, or playing on the playground with the other children, or sitting in the sandbox, building an imaginary world of your own? Are you talking and interacting with mom and dad? What might you be saying? What's it like to grab their face with both hands and look into their eyes and pucker up and give them a wet kid kiss? Can you recall your favorite food? What was it like to eat? What time of day did you get to enjoy it? Was it breakfast, pancakes with bananas, or strawberries, or blueberries bursting? Was it a favorite dessert that you only got to have after dinner and your plate was clean? Is it the same treat now? That you enjoy or feel entitled to? that you can have at any time? Or was it just something as a child that held some magical reward? What was your favorite toy? Can you remember what it felt like in your hand? Did you carry it with you wherever you went? Did you keep it hidden or guarded or protected in some special place where no one else could find it except for you? Did you ever bury it in the backyard or hide it in your toy closet or lose it in a pocket of a jacket hanging in your closet from some season past? Whatever became of that toy? Is it still lingering somewhere in your parents' house or in your house? Or did you put it away with other childish things? Where was your favorite spot to sit by yourself when you were a child and just be with yourself in those moments when you wish to be alone? With your childlike dreams and notions, sense of being, where you were completely fulfilled and safe. Was it sitting in the sunlight, beaming between the blinds or the curtains of your room? Or was it up in a tree house in your backyard? Or at the top of your neighbor's slide? Or waiting in the water, the lake, or the ocean where you'd go with your parents on vacation? How fully can you conjure the memory of these magical childhood moments, going there in your mind's eye as if you were there right now? It's just as real just as potent, just as profound. Now let's come back to the pool from which we were drinking. And grab another cupful or ladleful or handful and dip our vessel into the water and bring another sip to our lips. And as we taste of this water, which is perfectly cool, perfectly crisp, tasting of pure energy, can slide it around in our mouth, under and over our tongue. And as we swallow, this transports us to a present memory. A time that has just passed. Some moment of this morning, just a few hours ago. Find your most powerful, potent memory since your eyes opened this morning. Where it's crystal clear in your mind. Was it the moment of awakening? Coming out of your dream? Coming into consciousness? The realization of where you are in your bed, head upon the pillow. What were the first things you blinked into your sight? Was it your own body, your hands, the time on the clock, the ceiling, the color of your pillow, or your partner's hair beside you? Or was it the feeling of your feet on the floor as you got out of bed? The weight of your own body on your toes, in the soles of your feet? Was the floor cool or warm? Is it wooden or carpeted? Did you walk across a rug or marble? Where was the first place you walked to? Was it the window to throw open the curtains on the day? Was it the bathroom to look into the mirror and wipe the sleep from your eyes? Was it the kitchen to start brewing your coffee or your tea? Start the makings of breakfast. Water your plants. Have a drink of juice. Was there any routine or ritual that you performed this morning? Something you do every day, unconsciously, as routine, or consciously as ritual? How is today's performance of that act unique? How is it special? How is it different than every other day? Was it the way you felt? Was there something new to notice? Was there a new awareness? Or a unique thought? A different perception? Can you find something special that sets it apart from every other day? Can you remember what you were wearing? Is it what you woke up in? Or did you change your clothing? Put something warmer on? Or take a layer off to cool yourself? What were the noises like around you? Were they the same as every other morning? Were there more cars in the street than yesterday? Were the birds singing a different song? Were the neighbors going about their same routine? Or was there something different about the footsteps above you or next door? Was there one particularly magical moment of the morning? A flavorful piece of fruit you bit into? something special about a note you read, or a to-do you tasked yourself with, or an intention that you set. Were you fully in your awareness this morning? Or was your mind elsewhere? Is it easy to conjure the memory? Or is it challenging? How would you like to recall tomorrow morning? Because you'll have another chance. How would you like to change your sense of place? So when you wake to the day and you're asked to recall a potent moment, that you can do so with ease. Let's take a cleansing breath and wash away the present memory, and come back to our oasis, our pool, and take a third and final sip. Cup our hands and dip them into the pool and draw a third vibrant sip to our lips. And as we drink in this quenching sip, it's going to transport us to a potent, crystallized memory of the future. As detailed and vibrant and alive as our memory of being a child, as our memory of a moment from just this morning. We will draw this memory of the future to us like choosing a snapshot from a video playing of the future, of our own being. How is this future self? Where is this moment taking place? Look at your hands. as a focal point in your mind's eye in this future state. Start there. Turn your hands over, see the details, the lines, the freckles, the length of your nails. Now draw your attention upwards. Start to take in the space around you. Are you inside or outdoors? What's the quality of the light? Is it muted? Dim, or is it bright? Is the sun shining? What are the colors around you? Are you seeing the green of trees and gardens and grass? Or is it the blue of the sky and billowing clouds drawn against it? Is it gray and overcast? Is there rain? If you're inside, what's the volume of the space? Is it cavernous like a cathedral? Intimate like a bedroom? Quiet like a den or a study? Elegant like a hotel lobby? Or does it feel like a bubble? Like being in a car with the windows closed? Or is it the space of a train as you travel, headed to some city or destination, now that your freedom is restored and you can move at will throughout the country, throughout the world? What are you wearing? Are your arms bare? Can you feel the weight of the garments on you? Are you wearing layers? Are you casual, comfortable, or dressed formally on your way to an elegant affair or an important business meeting? or cocktails with friends, with something to celebrate. Are you alone? Or can you reach for the hand of someone beside you? If you do, what's the hand like? Is it a child's hand? Sweet and soft and small in your own palm? Is it dry, wrinkled, like the hand of an elder, with paper-thin skin, frailer fingers, hands that have known an age? Is it the hand of a friend? Is it masculine or feminine? Are the fingers wide and strong? Are they long and tender? Are they seated beside you or across from you? Is there something you'd say to this companion as you look into their eyes? Is it something gentle and sweet? Is it loving kindness? Or is it just quiet regard, recognition for their own beingness? Who are you present with in this future moment? Who are you sharing it with? Who are you enjoying it with? Who are you celebrating it with? How is this future self gazing upon you in this moment? Is it looking at this present self with relief or empathy? Disappointment? Is it offering encouragement, patience, awareness? What words does this future self have for you in this moment? Are there words of advice or comfort? Is it telling you there's something just around the corner, just up ahead, around the bend? Is it telling you to hang on, hang in, or to enjoy this presence like every other, or more than any other? What special message does this potent memory hold for you? What can you bring back from the future to the now to help you in this moment and as you step forward into the balance of your day? For we are balanced in each moment between the self of the past and the self of the future, balanced in the present self. For our time is now, just as it was then, and just as it will be. For now is the moment we've been waiting for, the moment that we're living for, the present moment. So we'll come back to our oasis and peer into the perfectly still mirror of the waters and just gaze into the eyes of our present self, seeing our childlike past self and our future self merging. And we give an acknowledgement and a smile at the mirror and acknowledge this moment. And come back into our present awareness, where we're sitting or walking or lying, and allow the chimes of the bowl to carry us back into this present self-awareness in our bodies of the now. can open our eyes or come into this fully realized self. Thank you for taking the journey.
Thank you too.
Thank you, Paul. Glad you're still with us. So,
Always.
always. So, yeah, past, present, and future. Meeting is one. There's this sense of when we go to the past, it's like we see, oh yeah, each of those moments in our lives were inevitable. Like everything that led to those moments, it just seemed inevitable that we would be here. And the present often feels improbable, like where we are right now with Corona and this pandemic. It's like, this is totally improbable that we'd be here. But from a future context, we'll look back and say, oh yeah, of course, that was completely inevitable that would happen. So the past is inevitable. The future is improbable. I'm sorry, the present is improbable. And then the future, we often seem as impossible or implausible. Like, how could it ever be that? How could we ever get there? How could those goals or that vision of myself ever materialize? But the impossible flows into the improbable and becomes the inevitable. And really, all of this is just a matter of perception and awareness. And just as we can be so fully rooted in the moment, which was the purpose of like conjuring the memory of what happened just this morning. Like, where do we have a potent memory of the morning where we were fully present and we could really feel, taste, touch, smell? Were we really there in that moment, as we should be in every moment? Because conjuring the childhood moment forward to our awareness, our consciousness now, that came because we were so present in the moment as a child. And those memories that stick with us are because we were so grounded in that moment as a child. And so the catalyst for crystal clear, powerful memories of meaning is being hyper-focused in the moment and really appreciating the potency of moments, each and every moment, as much as we can. Would anybody like to share their journey or thoughts? And yes, Sharon.
With such a fullness, I was like, wow, that was just this morning, and I woke up late, and still it was so much, when you gave all the different angles towards it. I was like, oh yeah, that happened. that it felt so rich, it felt so full just this morning. And then it was also interesting to find a past memory. I was like 10 years old, and I was on holiday with my parents, and they had to go back to the city. And then for some reason they figured out that I could stay a week longer in this farm with all these animals. And so another family could drive me back to Oslo, and it was my first feeling of freedom. And I could see myself just walking around and picking up a little cat and going into the, into the different spaces, and it was a big space and still safe, because there was people around, but I didn't really need to connect to anybody. I could just be with me. That was so nice. And for the future, I saw myself sitting on the beach and first I was like very much with me and the sand and the nature. But then one person came sitting next to me and even holding around me. So kind of opposite from the childhood thing, more connection. And then the circle was like a half circle, then it came like a fireplace, and then gradually the whole circle was building with more people. It felt like it is in creation, building this whole circle. And then I saw circles around, circles upon circles of connection. And yeah, how we are connected, and how I feel so grateful to be in this circle here, also here with you guys.
I feel so grateful. Yeah, the circle. It's all circles. I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah, so powerful too, I think. Well, just your journey. So the freedom, being individual, the richness of your morning, even in this context, with what we're, the quarantine, and then this fully realized future of connection and being with others. It's like there's a great sense of hopefulness in that, to move towards, to realize, well, that's as real as the childhood memory, and it's like a clear trajectory. So we will make it out of this, and you'll be able to unite in circle around a fire with others on a beach. I mean, that's just a beautiful image to have, and just, to be manifesting. Thank you. Thank you for that. Santa? Yes? Good. Unmute audio. There you go.
Yeah, thank you for the meditation. It was really nice. And you were talking about the memories and stuff, and actually the last 2 weeks, all the time some kind of memories come up, like some kind of like, I just see a friend of mine, like in a vision kind of. Then I start looking up to the photos we used to, have fun together. So we took a lot of photos. But I'm looking at the photos and I'm feeling the same emotions that I had in those times. So it always I feel very loved, and yeah, I don't feel alone at home at all because I have all of those memories coming up the past 2 weeks. And it was really nice. And I think also you were saying that sometimes you have those deja vu feelings time to time. Like I don't have the deja vu, but sometimes I something's happening to me and I feel that I saw it in my dream before. It's not really like deja vu feeling, because I have deja vu feelings and it's different than those moments. So I have seen that in my dream. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So it's all true. it's happening, and yeah, it's nice to feel the memories and to feel the same feelings that you had before, and like the childhood moment you brought us in a meditation was also very beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I love that, seeing the friends. And it's amazing how memory can really, it takes you right back. Or you can hear a song and just somehow the feeling in your body, like where you were, who you were in love with, what you were thinking at that time, or just everything from that era. It's like just that song takes you right back, transports you. Smells are really powerful too. It's the olfactory sense of smell. I mean, getting a whiff of like grandmother's house. I mean, you come right back to being a child. Or the campfire, your first campfire. Or it's our senses really can transport us, and then when that emotion is recreated for us, like you were saying, even though you're in the house alone, you forget that aspect because it's as real as if you were reliving the experience with your friends. So I think memory is a fantastic tool that way to allow us to transport ourselves whenever we want. So, and when you're dreaming, if you're dreaming, dreams connect with your present. Yeah, you can dream your future consciously. Create your future. And then the present will catch up with it. Paul or Irina, care to share?
Okay. Well, when you started with history, I kind of was transported to the future immediately for some reason. Just don't know why, but that's all okay. And I was transported to the future, which to a little child, which wasn't me. It had like this dark curly hair, a bit like you. So the younger version of Truth, but more Asian, giving me an insight of a future where the whole of nature was virtual reality, which was interesting. So I kind of envision history and the future kind of coming together in VR, in a VR sense. And the message to me was like, okay, if we walk this path as humanity, this is where we end up. So there is no nature anymore. There's just VR nature. Not as nice, probably. And that kind of stuck with me. So I kind of was in a conversation with this little boy, 7 to 10 years old, Ido, about this a bit surrealistic history and or future of humanity in the now. So don't know what to do with that, but that's kind of stuck with me.
Well, you're maybe when you have a chance, because if you're still walking, when you have a chance at a later point to sit and ask, continue your conversation perhaps. And
yes, I feel that too. So there is a conversation to be continued, so to say, and information to be shared, obviously.
And it seems like a collective experience. I mean, if you were picturing not yourself, but someone else, maybe like me, but Asian, and then the VR piece, what I'll say is I've actually would like to do that. That's an intention I have, is creating a VR journey where we can all meet in meditation in VR. And so we have the avatars sitting with each other and we can put ourselves in any kind of setting. And so some of the things that that we're going to in our own mind that I'm guiding, the visuals, we could perhaps transport ourselves in that environment. I think could be very interesting and powerful. So we can have that collective experience. So that's interesting that you conjured that. I don't know if, yeah.
So that was it, kind of. So for my sharing.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. And then Irina, I don't know if you want or you're still with us.
Yeah, I'm still here. Thank you for the meditation. I think I'm not ready to share at the moment, though.
Okay, that's fine. I had a piece to read, but I think we're because we've gone long. One thing I will share though is I have a truth serum about this, and I'll just share it right now. Let's see. Yeah, so it's the gifts of the past become the present of the future. So it's a bit of a play on past, present, and future. But the idea is, that our past is a gift. and the breadcrumbs that we see, it become, they are the presence that make us who we are and what we experience in the now. And of course that coalesces with future. So it's a little play on words, but the gifts of the past become the present of the future. I'll leave you with that.
Nice one, Truth. I like your Truth serums. They should be on my toilet wall.
Ah, good place for them. See them a few times a day, probably. I have more than one around mine. So, so I was going to read a chapter, but maybe next time. But I appreciate you being here. We'll have another circle on Tuesday. I've been so enjoying circling with everyone. And so I just say, like this last time, looking for occasions of synchronicity or evidence of synchronicity. Now that we've attuned to the moment, but also with this simultaneous awareness of past and future, just bring that into our consciousness and our awareness, and just note how our present moment awareness may bring us to the past, or we may have future flashes, and how that impacts us. I'd love to hear some observations on Tuesday if you join again.
Okay, will do.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love having you here.
Do you want to have more people invited in this group? Do you want us to spread this, or what is the overall intention?
Yes, I'd love to spread it. I mean, I've been promoting it, but even today was a little last minute. But yes, please invite whomever you like. It's Tuesdays and Fridays right now at 1 p.m. Is when I've been holding the sessions. And yeah, I mean, whoever you'd like to ask, invite, please do. And share it on social media or through WhatsApp. I can add people to the WhatsApp group.
What would help me is if you have like a little tile that I can, or a message that I can just forward to people via WhatsApp. I can broadcast it in the Alignment Talk grid people. There are like, I don't know, 30 people in there. Some of them already, but maybe some others. And share it with some other people, maybe also internationally. So if you write down it's Central European Time, because you are all English here. I shared with a number of people and then see how that goes.
Sounds great, Paul. That would be, fantastic. That'd be fantastic. Same for Sharon, Santa, and Irene has already shared with many people. So, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll send that to you. I'll send a little tile, as you said, like a graphic, and with the links for the next group. It'll be the Circle of Truth 9. We've already had eight sessions together, and beautiful beings. Have a great Easter weekend. It's Good Friday, actually, which means good as in Holy Friday. So holy cow. That was a good, very nice meditation. Thank you for sharing. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Truth. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. My pleasure. Thanks. Bye, Irina. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.